Hey guys, this is Chris. I am a few days early on my October update. This is just a good time for me to do it and get it done. So I'm going to go over a few things. I have my whips. I have a teeny tiny, smallest finish ever. I have some plans for November. I have kind of a little stash, very well, a little bit of stash that I got at places other than the retreat at Hershey. So I'll talk a little bit about the Hershey retreat and show you what I bought there. And that should do it. So this should be pretty quick. I only worked on, well, I guess you would say 3 projects this whole month. My plan was to work on AAN's recipe for a magical night, which I did. This was my work project all month. And I love it. I love it so much. I actually took this with me to work on at Hershey. I think it was somewhere around here on this little wisp of smoke. And I got all of 2 rows stitched, and that was it during the whole retreat. Because people were just talking and very interested in my iPad because I was stitching for my iPad. So I'll talk about that a little bit later. But this is how far I got on this. This I'm using all hand-dyed threads from Jodrey Designs, and this was actually her idea to do this way. She posted probably about a year ago on AAN's Facebook group. She posted her picture of this, and then she put up a little key, and I'm following the colors that she used pretty closely because I have a lot of them. Some of them are different, but that's my progress on this. The other piece I've been working on is Persephone. The last time you guys saw her, I think I had like some of her face done and I was working into her chest. And I was really unhappy with the way that her skin was looking. I think it's because everybody's doing it 1/1 and it just looks so beautiful, 1/1. But if I do that, realistically, I will never finish her. She has a pretty good, decent amount of skin. So, I thought it would take me like a day or two to do her hair, and it took me like 4 or 5 weekend days of working on it, an hour here, an hour there, just to finish that hair. So that took quite a while, and then I started working down on her arms. I'm watching other people's progress on Persephone. Jessie Marie's is amazing. Hi, Jessie. Oh, and by the way, that fractal that you blamed me on for buying and called me out on, that wasn't me. It must have been another Christine. So I'll take the blame for enabling people, but that particular enabling must have been another Chris. Wasn't me. So that's that. My little tiny finish, I'll show you. You'll laugh. We stitched name tags for the retreat. So that was my name tag. And Joan Elliott was at the retreat. So I used the alphabet out of Bewitching Cross Stitch. And it was funny because the name Christopher was actually stitched. So it was already charted out for me. I didn't even have to think about anything. I should have probably tried to center it. I did not. Um, it was like 3 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I wanted to be asleep. I couldn't sleep. So I stitched this up. This is in, Aurora Borealis, I think it was, by Jodrey Designs, the thread. It had a white band in it too, but since the fabric was a white with silver, I just didn't stitch any of the white part. And the retreat was in Hershey, so I had my little Hershey Kiss needle minder with me while I was there. Other stash that I got this month, my fabric of the month from Steph, which is Thorn Haven. It's a 28 count Jobelin, and it's really pretty. See if I can zoom and get that, or actually wide. It's like an olive greeny white. I don't remember if I showed this to you guys or not. I'm planning to do Zuka, AAN Zuka on this next month as part of the Stitch Mania November Stitch Along food, family, friends, fun, whatever all of that is. The other thing I'm going to stitch as part of that stitch along will be cinnamon stars. This will be my work project, probably. I blame this on Heather. It's all your fault. You talked about it and talked about it, and I had to buy it. I did some searching around online. I found a shop somewhere, California maybe. Um, I, I have a lot of hand-dyed fabrics. I don't have a lot of stash of just kind of plainer, primmy looking linens and things. So I thought I may as well do it on the called for fabric, which I think is called chamomile tea. It's an RPR reproduction. So that was really expensive, and I looked at kitting it up through 1-2-3 Stitch. I looked at kitting it up through stitching bits and bobs and ABC Stitch Therapy and all of that stuff, and it turned out to be cheaper to get it through the place where I did, and I don't even remember the name of the place, but I'm going to find it and I'm going to link it below. But to get the fabric, the chart, and the floss was about $2 more than it would have cost from any of those other places without the fabric. So that was a pretty darn good deal. And I know Heather was able to get her thread on sale, so that was good. So I'll be starting that next month. Something else that I picked up, I have been coveting this forever. I actually saw this years ago in a Hershey's catalog, back when I hadn't been stitching. You know, I was kind of on my little stitching 5-year break. And I wanted it back then, and I never picked it up. This comes as a kit. It's the Mirabilia Halloween Fairy. It's small. There's not much to it. It comes with linen. It comes with all of the classic colors, which hopefully I will like them better than I did stitching Home of a Needleworker, because I know other people are saying they haven't had trouble with them. Some people are agreeing with me that they do, but I had a horrible time with them tangling, so I'm hoping that I have a better experience this time. And as soon as I finish this video, which is why I'm doing this at 5 a.m., I am starting this. I was going to start when, but yeah, no, I need to start this. This is what I'm excited about. So that'll be the remainder of October, and I will probably take it to work with me too. I got some needle minders from Minding Your Minders. This was my second order from them. Jeannie is great, and I really love her stuff. And it was buy two, get one free, maybe? Something like that when I got it. So I got stuff that's falling. I'm sorry, it's going out of frame. I have this little dragon. What is funny is this is my laptop cover. You know, the skin I have on my laptop. And a pretty little butterfly. And I love the TV show Sleepy Hollow. And I want to stitch the Sleepy Hollow, I think it's Glendon Place, someday. I don't have it. So I got a Sleepy Hollow needle minder, and then that's just a fall needle minder, fall leaves. I thought that was pretty. So, on to my stash from the Hershey retreat. First of all, I got to meet Joan Elliott. So, like, first, how cool is that? That I got to stand and have a conversation with Joan Elliott, and, like, joking around. I know I posted on Stitch Mania, like, hey, I just talked to Joan Elliott for, like, 10, 15 minutes. We're, like, besties now. I was kidding about that. I know we're not besties. But, oh, she's just so sweet. And after I guess everybody pretty much knows about her accident, she's doing really, really well. She looks fabulous. And it was such an honor to meet her. She's my favorite designer, so that just made me happy. This is one of the few books that I don't have that she's put out, and fortunately she had it. And you know, I was so busy chatting, didn't even occur to me to take a picture, didn't occur to me to get her to sign it, so my bad. I did not. And I even had my other book with me to be signed. And there is a reason that I wanted this particular book. It was for this chart, which you can't find pretty much anywhere else. And I don't know if I'm going to stitch the whole thing, but I know for sure that I'm going to stitch this block, this peacock. I just think that peacock is beautiful. So that's the first thing. And if you guys don't like fabric, you can tune out, because it's mostly going to be fabric that I got to show you from now on. The first booth I hit, after I kind of like stood and looked at Joan, like, wow, there's Joan Elliott. I went over to Steph's table from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, and I've been in her Fabric of the Month Club for about a year. It was like, and I posted this on her Facebook page, just being at that table surrounded by all of her fabrics must be what a drug addict feels like in a pharmacy. It's just like, oh my God, I want it all, like now. So I didn't even care what stuff cost. I just, yeah, I'll take it. And Tracy, I tried telling people it was only $5 and they didn't buy it and they didn't go for it. They didn't think it was funny either, but I tried. So the first thing I bought was, oops, this is called Twixt and Tween, and it is a 28 count Joblin, which is what I get a lot of the time. This is an opal. This is Polywog Princess, and it is a 32 count opal Belfast linen. So pretty. This is pretty too. I almost, well, no, I'm not going to start it. This is Falling Leaves, and 32 count linen, but so pretty, so autumnal. I love this time of year, and the weather has been fabulous here in south central Pennsylvania, and it was really great for the retreat as well. This is Jack's Rum. It is a 28 count Joblin. I have plans for this guy already as well. Because I don't have any dark blue at all, I picked this up. I tried to pick things up that I don't have anything similar to it. This is a 28 count Joblin called Winter Solstice. And then this I got with an intention. It is 32 count Silver Mist linen. So it's kind of neutrally. I can use it for lots of different things. My intention is to use it for Get Crackin', which I put this into my 1, 2, 3 stitch cart, and I took it out. And I put it in, and I took it out. And I put it in, and I took it out. And I literally put it into my cart before I went to the retreat, and Steph had it. So I bought it from Steph. She didn't have a smaller count of Silver Mist with her, and I may go ahead. My eyes, you guys are old. I don't know if I can handle 40 count. I think I'm going to order the silks, and I'm going to see how it looks with one strand. And if I can get away with it, I may use the 32 count. But if it doesn't look good, then I will maybe go to 36. So then I went over to Under the Sea Fabrics because, you know, I didn't have enough fabric. And I have not purchased anything from Under the Sea yet. I did put an order in during the sale, but I haven't received my order yet. And I couldn't remember what I ordered, which was terrible because, I mean, her fabric, it's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. And Leslie's awesome. How those guys kept it together with all of those stitchers kind of going nuts, I give them props. They did great. But I ended up purchasing, this is an opal, 28 count opal linen, and it's called Ghoulish. And I think it's a fat half. I'm pretty sure it is. Because they were going to cut it down, and I was like, you know what? Screw it, it's pretty. I'll just take the whole piece. I think I might use this to do some of the Bewitching Pixies on. So I can divvy it up. It'll be enough to do maybe 3 or 4. I don't even know. And then this other piece, again, I was trying to find things I didn't really have anything like. This is a 32 count Belfast linen called Enchanted Forest. And I saw this and was like, wow, so pretty, must have it. So I got that. Right before, maybe a day or two before I went to the retreat, Leslie from Under the Sea Fabrics posted a video, and she had these cute little ort jars that you can, well, I'll show you. They're fabric. So they're fabric-y. And it's collapsible, so you can put it right in your stitching bag, and it opens up, and you just put your orts in there. So that's nice. I got that to take along with me when I travel. And then I got home, and I looked in my bag, and she put a little treat in the bag. So there's a little needle minder. So cute. It's like is that a sand dollar? It's a sand dollar. So that, and then a little Hershey bar. And I'm off sugar, so I didn't eat it. But yeah, so that's what I got at the retreat. The retreat was pretty fun. I made a lot of rookie retreat errors. I'm local. The retreat was only about a half an hour from my house. When they said Hershey, I was thinking Hershey, which is 20 minutes from my house, but it was actually all the way through Hershey going towards Harrisburg. So I took Thursday night off of work thinking, well, I'll get myself turned around. And I should know better because I can't turn myself around in one day. I tried. It didn't happen. Excuse me. I know my voice is weird and I'm sniffly. I'm getting a cold and I don't feel real swift. But anyway, I was going to go up Friday during the day. There were no specific plans for Friday. People were kind of getting together and stitching and doing some stuff. And, I took a shower. I got dressed. I got out of the shower. I got out of the bathroom. And I was like, yeah, I can't do it. I'm so tired. There's no way I can drive. I put the coordinates into my GPS. It's like, oh my gosh, that's too far. I think maybe I'll just stay home, take a nap for about an hour or 2 hours, get up, and then I'll be able to sleep tonight and I'll be ready to go tomorrow morning. Yeah, no, didn't happen. I laid down and passed out for 8 hours. So I woke up and it was midnight-ish. I had missed everything for the whole day. And I was like, okay. So check-in is at 8 tomorrow morning. Okay, it was changed to 9. Maybe I can get a couple of hours sleep. Well, no, I can't get a couple of hours sleep. I'm wide awake now. So I kind of stitched. I worked on Persephone a little bit. Gamed a little bit. Got up, took a shower again, got dressed. Drove up there. I could not find the check-in table, and I wandered around for about 15 or 20 minutes. And there's all these other things going on with check-in tables, and I kept going to the wrong ones, and so I was getting a little frustrated, and I'd see these people with the name tags on, so I knew they were going there. Nobody knew where the check-in table was, because they checked in yesterday. So I saw the vendors, so I went in there and looked around, and then I ran into Faye, who coordinated the event. I was like, oh my gosh, Faye. And she's thinking, who the heck are you? I've never seen you before. But she told me where the check-in table was, thankfully. Excuse me. So I went and I checked in, and we were sitting at tables by states. So I went to a Pennsylvania table, and I don't want to say, people were really nice, but maybe it was just the people that were at my table when I first sat down. They didn't seem at all interested in talking to anybody they hadn't already been talking to. Maybe that was just my luck. So I just kind of left my stuff there and headed over to the vendor room. When I came back, there were some other people sitting at the table, and we got to chatting. They were really nice. They were local also, local-ish, like within a half an hour or so away. So we chatted and we talked, and there were no Stitch Maniacs there that I got to meet, and I didn't know anybody. So that was kind of my bad. I kind of screwed up and should have made more of an effort to get to know the people who were going before I went. And we had some classes. I was taking a specialty stitch class, and in about 3/4 of the way through, I was like, I need a nap. I've got to go to sleep. It was about 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the afternoon. So I drove home, and we were having a dinner that night that was already paid for. And I drove home, and I'm like, I set my alarm, and I don't even remember turning it off. I woke up again at 9 o'clock that night. And it's like, oh, crap. So I missed the dinner. I think I was supposed to get some sort of goodie bag, which I didn't get, which isn't a big deal, but that's fine. Probably because I missed the dinner, so I missed everything. Uh, and then Sunday, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, oh, I'm not driving up there again. I'm dumb. It's all my fault. I'm dumb. So it's already planned for next year again. If anybody is interested rather, there's going to be a retreat in Harrisburg-ish, Hershey, Harrisburg area. It's going to be the weekend of October 28th, 29th, and 30th. I don't care that I'm half an hour away. I'm taking the whole week off work. I'm going up there on Friday, and I'm checking in, and I'm staying there. I'm going to do my best to be more friendly on the group on Facebook and to make more friends so that when I go, I have some people to talk to and some things to do stuff with. So I'm not kind of sitting there like, gee, I have no friends. I wish like Garrett and Heather and my other friends were here, but they're not. So, and I was even messaging Heather like, I wish you were here. But anyway, next year is going to be so much better. It was great this year. Like I said, it was my fault that I didn't get the full experience out of it just because I was sleep deprived and dumb. But anyway, I am going to try to get this uploaded. We'll see how many hours it takes. My last video was about this long, maybe a little bit longer, and it took 10.5 hours, which was just dumb. So hopefully this will get in quickly, and I am going to figure out which fabric I'm going to put the Halloween fairy on. I'm not using what came with the kit because, as you know, I have a lot of hand-dyed fabric. So I'm going to put maybe Twixt and Tween. I don't know. I'm going to pick out a fabric and I'm going to start it. I hope everybody has a great stitchy day. And if you're here in the US, have a happy Halloween. And I'll talk to you guys next month. Bye.